Seriously. All right, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm not climbing up
Time
there.
for my favorite.
We've been waiting for the tank for a long time.
Look at this. You know
Well,
what's...
hey, did I overstep my bounds and say tank? Because it's not a tank.
No, it's an
Technically, it's not a
It's an
tank.
armored car. But
Armored vehicle.
yes, this thing is
Dog in the
awesome.
car.
I like it when I have little kids here and they like climb. Ooh, can I touch this? I guess there's nothing you can break on this thing.
Just don't pull the flamethrower or
Fire
the grenade
extinguisher.
launcher.
I tell everyone the fire extinguisher and make sure you don't step on the red hot engine compartment. So, you know. So when I get too old to climb into cars, this is probably even the first one that I'm not able to get into. So
Easy there, old timer.
well, it's a good yoga exercise. So, you know, and like you can here. So you everyone asks how do you get in? Well, you can get in the front or get in the back. You can climb in through here.
It looks like either way you're getting hurt by
No,
something.
but you can't. You have to take one leg. And you have to put one leg down and bend one leg while crossing the other leg over like this, and then come in like this.
And then bash your head on the metal plate that's...
And then bash your head on the metal plate that's inside here, yeah. So, but then, you know, that's one way to do it. Or you could just kind of pull yourself out the top like this, etc., and then come out like that.
I notice you're breathing hard as you do this.
Because I'm so excited.
These things are made for young, military folks.
Yeah, nobody over 22 is really actually supposed to be in these things, right?
I'm not sure we're supposed to be even on it, but
Yeah, so I'm over that by about 2 years. Right?
yeah, tell us a little bit about the armored vehicle that is not a tank.
All right.
Where do you start?
Hang on, let's, all right, I'm gonna pause for a minute. All right, 1958, Daimler Ferret, no relationship to Daimler Mercedes.
So not German heritage.
Not German heritage, the opposite, British. So the Daimler company in the UK.
Kind of like that Italian Robert Bosch alarm-making company.
Sure. The illicit reference to other jokes made in the other episodes might not play too well into this one.
It just means you have to watch the other episode to get
That's
it.
true, that's true.
But that's on you.
So this came up for auction from Bottoms, and I was like, it's in.
Don't have an
Guess
armored...
what state it was in? What state in the United States it was in?
Texas?
No, oh, that's a good guess.
Arizona?
What's craziest state in the Union? Florida. So it came from Florida.
Well, it's crazy in a different way.
It's precisely 100% correct. So auction in Florida, bid on it. It wasn't that much. It's about 30 grand, which is, I guess, a lot of money, but not. It is and it isn't.
Not compared to what some of the other cars here are.
Here's the deal. You buy something like this, you use it for 10 years, you have fun with your kids or whatever, and I could probably sell it for 30 grand.
And here's the other thing that's going to be helpful. Given the state of how lawlessness is in California, you're probably covered.
I am not kidding you when I say I parked this in front of my house during the LA riots. So actually the first time I drove it and all that, my wife was
Which LA riots? The first one or the second one? I get confused. Because we have
the Beverly Hills riots.
Okay.
Right, the recent ones. That's true. That's right.
Yeah, I don't want to.
The third.
Yeah, our viewers should know the facts of the numerous California riots, and it is coming up on riot season, so we may be into the third one. But that's where this could come in handy.
Third coming of riots, yes. So my wife was all concerned. She's like, I'm driving around the neighborhood and people are putting this on Nextdoor and all that. She's like, people are gonna come here and they're gonna bother us and stuff like that, and they're gonna come to the house. And I'm like, no. It's the opposite. People are gonna stay very far away.
Crazy guy.
Let's go check out the crazy guy in the tank, and let's go ring his doorbell and run away. No, it's not gonna happen.
They also don't know you have your own private detective, so
I had another illicit joke from another previous episode. Yes, that may or may not have aired by now. But yes, I do have my own private detective for
various reasons.
For various sundrious. Maybe the most reliable vehicle in the room. Starts up on the first key turn.
What kind of motor are we having?
We have a Rolls-Royce 6-cylinder military engine. And if you look in the back, all the Rolls-Royce military engines, you can tell which they are because they're painted turquoise.
That's a beautiful color.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
so they just paint them all turquoise. Anytime that all the old the Rover Jeeps and all that other stuff they had on Austin.
Turquoise engine?
Turquoise engines, Rolls-Royce engines. So the Rolls-Royce engine came in a 4, a 6, and an 8.
We get 6 here?
A 6.
Hey, you got some balance.
Same exact motor. Just tacking on
Chop.
another chop, 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 chop.
That's
chop,
engineering.
Chop. Yep. Porsche did that with the 908, and never mind. I shouldn't even compare that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. We'll cut that in editing.
Or we won't.
So very reliable, very reliable. It's all steel, of course.
How thick is this?
I don't know. It's like that thick.
It's like half
that
inch?
thick. I don't
Yeah.
know. 30 caliber bulletproof. Thank you. Proof. No. Bulletproof.
I think this could go up significantly in value if
Earthquake.
well, no, not if, just if things don't change here. You know, we have
Another presidential election.
during that. Who knows what's going to happen? We don't make any political affiliations for or against any party of some.
We don't judge.
We don't judge.
Except when we do.
But she could come in handy.
She does come in handy. Yes, absolutely.
I love the semi look.
All right, so it's interesting that you pointed out, and we should do this where you go and ask questions about this, because see these glass here with the
Yeah, it was all like shower glass, safety glass,
so
dyno room.
This is not original to the car tank. Tank car?
Mini tank.
Mini tank?
Mini tank. I don't know. We got to coin a phrase for this.
So the guy who owned it before me, maybe that's the right words. He bought this for his kids, his young kids, which kind of I did too. But so he bought it for them to play paintball in.
Oh.
So these are paintball windows. That's why the windshield wiper is here. So these windows here, they normally weigh about 85 to 90 pounds, and they're not windows. They're little cutouts with a little periscope in here, so that you can peek through
while you're getting attacked,
but not get shot
by unfriendly forces.
No, and then these are so heavy. If you open them up in your fingers here, you break your finger. Stuff like that. I have them in storage. I went to move them one day, and I'm like, I needed 2 people to move each window, because I'm.
Well, that's got to stop a high velocity round coming at you.
Right.
Why would you expect it to be thin and cheap?
So the windows are very rare to see on any of these tanks, cars. But they're so useful because you can't see anything out of them.
Armored vehicle. Maybe,
armored vehicle. Okay.
Maybe go with an armored vehicle.
Turret's original, though I do have a paintball turret. That's
Does it
very
spin?
much like this. It does spin. Yes.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Yes, it's non-motorized. Later versions were motorized.
Well, they don't want those poor military folks to have to crank something.
You get prepared to tear out your back.
I love this. Got it from Florida.
There we go. Actually, that's not bad.
Yeah, it rolls. It's Lazy Susan.
You gotta be careful not to stick your nuts with the gun that's in here. But can you imagine? This is a 30 cal M1919 Browning that sits right here. You're literally 6 inches away from your face with a Browning machine gun. And this is a plastic. Hang on. This is a plastic one, but I went to Arizona once, and some guy was shooting this in one of those shoot machine gun stores or whatever. 30 cal. This thing is insanely loud. Well, obviously not the plastic one, but the real ones. So I can't imagine the sound inside of this tank. And if something goes wrong, it's just, and you're supposed to have you have to have a bandolier of feeding these things in here, because it fires, I don't know, gazillion rounds a minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would not want to be in this as that gun was going on.
I don't even want to be in the front. The guy started firing the gun in the firing range, and I was like, I need to get out of here. And careful you don't injure yourself. You're leaning against the grenade launchers.
Well, that is a feature I would like to have on the freeways here.
Yes, the smoke grenades. You have to have them legally covered to drive on the roads. That's what these weird looking covers.
Oh, only smoke grenades?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Teslas on the road that I could use real grenades on, and as you know, I have a strong hatred towards the drivers, but I'm willing to concede that a smoke grenade might do some damage.
At least make a point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scare the hell out of them.
Spare tire. These weigh, I think, about 200 and
solid
pounds.
Rubber.
Run flat.
So solid rubber.
I don't know if they're solid rubber. I actually have to. Do we inflate them? I think we do. Yeah, there's an air. Yeah. Well, I should know that. They never go flat though. We never inflate. You never put air in them because they never need any air. So maybe they are.
They look like they'd be great in the snow too.
I did have to take them off That's true. Well, we wanted to take it to Mammoth, but we haven't. I don't have a big enough trailer for it.
I was gonna say, don't drive this to Mammoth.
Not driving it to Mammoth.
Okay,
No,
all right, we're clear on
that'd
that.
be a 4-day process.
4-day process, and you'd be bleeding out of everything.
Out of every orifice, yes, like Ebola. That'd be the Ebola drive. Tow hook for lifting the whole thing onto a ship. Right here, there's 4 of them. Believe it or not, this doesn't look that beefy, but this thing weighs 8,000 pounds, so I guess 2,000 pounds for hook. It has a very unique transmission. The Daimler company invented a pre-select transmission. So what you do is it's kind of like a hybrid between a manual and a automatic.
So it controls a torque converter, kind of.
It has a torque converter.
Yeah.
But then you select the gear, but then it doesn't automatically select the gear for you. You have to then push in a gear change pedal, which is very much like a clutch pedal, but it's not. And then that takes a set of bands and moves them back and forth into each individual gear. No clue why that's better or worse. And it's not just a military thing. They had it on one of their other cars too. But
leftover parts, they moved it over from,
it makes,
military into civilian use.
It makes an interesting and odd car even odder and interesting to drive, because you have to select it, and then if you hold the clutch down, or that's not called a clutch. In fact, if you call it a clutch, you get yelled at on the interwebs because people say it's not a clutch pedal, it's a gear change pedal, and they call it the GCP. So yeah.
Yeah, we got some stuffy people on that interweb.
There are some stuffy people. There's the Fiat group, there's the Alpha group, there's the 914 group, there's the Harley group, and there's these guys. Everyone's got their own language and their own. They got a little expert guy in there, whatever. There's a bunch of experts on these things, and it's just so funny to see different personalities. But anyway, we installed a backup camera. We installed a siren, because you need a siren in this with a little PA system.
Yep.
So get out of my way.
Or prepared to be blasted.
Yeah. I have a checklist for starting the thing, because it's so complicated with colored.
High priority, low priority, warning, danger.
Yeah, so
remove gun barrels.
Remove gun if traveling to school.
Okay.
It's right there on the list.
Yeah,
exactly.
It makes sense.
So, we were trying to debate whether this, say they have a zero weapons policy at my kid's school, right? So we're trying to figure out whether this is the weapon or whether the whole thing is the weapon.
Yeah. Well, there's a fake. I'll assume it's a fake machine gun.
It's a fake machine gun.
Okay. Well, who knows?
It's made of plastic.
That comes off easily to not scare. You can put a clown head in there. Or something.
Very easy, but you can take it off and then carry it around, and then it makes me more scary if you're carrying it around.
I would advise not to show up at a school with a machine gun.
A Browning M1919.
No.
Yeah. No, I don't have it here. I should have brought it, but a not paintball. What do you call it? Airsoft gun. That's absolutely realistic. Looks exactly like the real thing.
Don't show up at school with the.
I've never put it in here because I don't want this thing to look too realistic. So.
It would not be good for your kids too, because they probably get kicked out of that school.
Yeah, it's one of those California liberal hippie schools. But anyway, so here's an interesting thing about this car too. It's 4-wheel drive, but
no locking hubs. I see.
Well,
it's always 4-wheel drive.
Yes, but so it's not 4-wheel drive this way.
Oh, it's
this way. So this wheel and that wheel are powered by a single drive shaft that runs this way. I'm not sure why. I think it has something to do with the fact that it needs to be bulletproof and this needs to float. That was one of the characters.
It had to float.
Yeah, it has a.
How is this possibly going to float with 12 million pounds of steel?
There's a water kit that goes
not
up
by
here.
itself.
No, it does. It goes up here, like it goes around here, and it becomes this watertight thing, and it drives across and through.
Not like the old Amphicar that had.
Yeah, no, just like that. But it uses the tires as propulsion. It's very bad in terms of doing that, but it can get across the stream floating. So the whole thing is bulletproof and waterproof and watertight. Sorry, was bulletproof and was watertight when it was new.
Here's a big question. If they made this today, somebody would buy. Well, what's that guy's truck that stupid looking weird cereal box truck?
You got to be more specific than that. 100 things come to mind.
A truck that's made out of cereal boxes. Elon Musk. What's that truck? You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
Sure, of course we can, because we're not on that
cyberpunk thing.
Cyber truck or whatever the hell it is. Here's the thing. horrible looking weird thing. That's my opinion, folks. I wouldn't buy one. I would buy one of these if I could buy one new.
Right. We don't need to talk about the Cybertruck on this particular episode.
We will get
Wait
to it.
until we borrow one from a friend.
Okay, we'll get to it.
I have several friends who have several on order.
Okay,
so I'm reserving judgment, and I know we don't judge, but we do. But I'm reserving judgment. It doesn't seem the Cybo truck. It doesn't seem to be something that I would enjoy or like. And at the Peterson, it looked kind of interesting up close.
I don't know.
It actually looks better in person than it does in reality.
It's a pile of poo is a pile of poo. Here's the thing. I got this brilliant idea. I want to get Joe Rogan to come over here and shoot an arrow at this.
Yeah, that won't work either. It won't go through this. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
They invented this crazy.
30 cal won't go through this.
Yeah, they invented this crazy truck. We already got one here. It's already better because it's got a gasoline engine.
That's true.
6-cylinder Rolls-Royce.
So it's luxury.
Grey Poupon, pinky up.
Yep.
Yeah, this is great. We got to get this on the road, I think.
We do. Let me see, any last minute things, plenty of storage space or whatever, 220-pound tires. I took it to the alignment shop. The guys called me and they're like, how do you turn the wheels? I'm like, no, you got to lift up on both sides. So, the interesting thing too is that there's no diff really because it's all geared. So it's designed to go off-road and in sand. So on the roads here, there's no unwinding because you get wound up and wound up and wound up. So you got to sometimes just take it on sand or take it up a curve so the thing can have a chance to unwind its preload.
There's no disconnect from four-wheel drive neutral?
No, it's all hardwired. So it's all not hardwired, all geared up and all that. And it has planetary gears inside of this thing. So there's just a center shaft, and all these are planetary, so it's geared up inside the hub.
This thing's fascinating.
It is.
I know, and what's the dude buying this for? I'm gonna buy this kid for paintballing in Florida, where they running through the swamp. I thought they used
sounds good to me.
I thought they used real guns for that in Florida. I don't know.
So we went with the first trip we did with this car, and I told this story on the Peterson video that we did, but I'll tell it again. So. First trip. So I'm out there and my son, who was, 12 or something like that, invited all of his friends along. So we had like 4 teenage boys in the back here, or sort of teenage boys. 12, is that teen?
Yeah,
almost
preteen.
Preteen, thank you. That's the word. So anyway, a little old lady sees me driving through Palos Verdes. And Palos Verdes, if you guys don't know what it is, it's kind of like, it's not like Beverly Hills by any stretch of the means, but it's kind of rural, kind of like that. It's filled with old people. So
she's having like a flashback. The Germans are invading Long Beach.
She called the police on us. She said there's a tank rolling through the neighborhood. So we get pulled over by the cops, and I hand the cops some paperwork, because if you're driving a tank through
tank-like vehicle,
armored vehicle, tank-like vehicle through the neighborhood, you want to make sure your paperwork is
smog certificate, insurance
card. All that insurance, registration. You don't want to be, loading the Glock on your side and carrying a big mouth, while you're driving. No, none of that. No, you want to be, So I hand him the paperwork. He comes back and he says, "Okay, all your paperwork's good and all that stuff, whatever. But I'm going to give you 3 suggestions." He says, "Okay, first suggestion: because I had a temporary tag on it. First, when you get the plate, put the plate on the back. We have a license plate on the back of this, which is key." That's going to make it look really, really good, And he said, second of all, maybe brighten it up a little bit. Put some
flowers.
Flags. No. Oh, flags. He said, put some flags on it. Make it not look as scary as that. All right, I'm okay. He said the third thing. He says, don't have your kid sit in the turret pointing the gun at people as you drive by. I turned around to my kid. I said, I told you not to do that.
Blame it on the kid, Wayne. Blame it on the kid.
Exactly. So that's a true story, but that's fun, So we take it to the school functions, have people climb all over and give rides and all that stuff, whatever. So beautifully fun.
Watch out for that M50 or whatever's in there.
This is just like the Alpine.
So my life is being held on by a vice grip.
No, just your butt. Okay. All right, sit down and stop complaining. Remove drip trays under vehicle. Engine lids down. Side cargo boxes secured with thumb screws. Gun removed if main power feed on. Insert key. Turn ignition on. Counter. You have to do this leg exercise thing before we start.
I hope that's not you freaking pumping the brakes, man.
It's not. It's me pumping the transmission. You have to do this 10 times to adjust the gear change pedal. off, it just leaks through. Yeah, it's so funny because I take people in this thing all the time. They're like, oh, everyone's looking at us and all that stuff. And I'm merely hanging on to the wheel for dear life. I can't even see anybody else because I'm so focused on driving this thing and not mowing down small animals and little children.
Let's drive real close to a couple of Teslas and see what happens. I can barely see anything. I'm looking through the crack.
What? You got the big view up there.
I got a crack underneath a steel plate. That's what I'm looking at. Basically. Oh.
Hey, look at that guy. Motorcycle man.
Yeah.
Look, he's like turning around. He's like waving. He's like, you gotta do is look ahead, okay? He's staring at me. Well, look, he's still staring at me. Like, he's gonna hit that Tesla. I'm like, okay.
Like we can stop if he goes down.
I don't want to be liable for this guy. All right, here we go. I got the approval. We got the approval. Got the approval. Now I gotta make the turning radius.
Turret to pilot. Turret to pilot.
Yeah, whatever you want. All right.
Howdy.
So just keep going.
We would love 3 cheeseburgers, no onions on any of them, and some fries.
I'm kind of indifferent to In-N-Out. You know,
Good value, but you know what?
I'm not a huge fan.
Here's my thing about it.
I'll eat it, but
Good shakes. Good
normally
burgers.
wait in a line like this for In-N-Out.
Exactly. I don't like waiting in line for food. The
No.
fries, I'm not gonna say blow, but they're just, by the time you eat them, even if you eat them at the restaurant,
Yeah.
it's like a molten blob of potatoes. And people go, oh man, you gotta order them animal style. I go, look, I just want fries. I don't need to make a special order for frickin' fries that should taste good.
Wait, all right.
No. Do we?
Sure, yeah, ketchup.
Get some ketchup, please.
Can't have fries without ketchup, man. What planet are you from?
Yep.
All right, time to roll. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Why don't you get us a car that we can get in and out of without getting hurt?
Well, that would be the truck battle. Seriously. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you intend to do that?
No.
Okay. How am I supposed to top that?
Look, man, get some. Get me I'm a short guy.
All right. Okay. There you go. Usually we get out of the car and we're all excited and relaxed. Now we're ready for a nap.
Yeah. We got some fresh fast food from In-N-Out.
From In-N-Out, yes. California.
Didn't get arrested. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. No small children got injured.
No ladies yelled at us as we were passing small children.
We did not hear any ladies yelling at
Oh,
us.
you're
so
right.
We don't know if they were yelling at us.
I saw a bunch of dudes in their Jeeps, like, those guys that buy the Jeeps that never go off-roading.
Yes.
That have all the stuff on it.
Yes.
Thinking, man, that's my next vehicle, something tough like that.
Yeah.
I could read it in their head. But, a lot more fun than I'll say the Mercedes. Different.
Really?
Yeah.
Mercedes is not that bad.
No, it's not bad. This is a lot more fun because it's a crowd pleaser. When was the last time you drove through In-N-Out Burger and the entire staff is waving at us like...
Every day.
But, it's a crowd pleaser. The one dude's asking me, what theater of war was this? And I'm going, how the heck do I know?
We could talk for I could talk for literally 3 hours about this thing, but it actually is.
It's a lot of fun.
They're about 30 grand. It's about what I paid for it, not including all the time and effort put into it. And dollar per fun value ratio is extremely high.
I'm going to say this is
on this thing.
Out of all the vehicles that you have in your shop, this by far is the most unique.
All
I'm
right.
getting jarred around up there, even though you said it was a smooth as silk ride. It was semi-smooth. It was pretty good.
Oh, I went over like a whole bunch of curbs and stuff like that. You didn't even feel it. You're
wasn't
still
bad.
alive. The only way you got injured is when you jumped off of it.
Well, it was like, where's that? You need that ladder that comes off of this thing.
You got that on camera, right?
There's no stunt doubles here.
What's nice about this is if you get like a scratch on it, you just go to Home Depot.
You don't have to do what you
I literally
don't have to do
literally
anything.
have Home Depot paint in like one of these containers
Some
with a
Rust-Oleum
paintbrush.
green.
Whatever the Valspar or whatever they sell. It's not. I didn't even go upscale for Rust-Oleum. I just just throw it on here. So.
Yeah.
All right, next. All right, Sandy, that was pretty good, right?
Great videos today, Wayne.
All right, remember, if you want more, please hit the subscribe button. We'll keep going.
Don't forget to mash the like too.
Mash the like button. Yeah, I think it's down here.